Level 1. You are 24 years old. You have nothing, and society has already decided exactly what that makes you worth. Nothing. Watch what happens when you walk into a nice store with empty pockets. The salesperson clocks your shoes, your watch, your posture, and makes a calculation in under a second. Then they look slightly past you, at the person behind you who might actually buy something. You did nothing wrong. You are simply, in their eyes, not worth the effort, and you can feel it. The specific sting of being treated like furniture. This is the tax nobody warns you about at the bottom. The respect tax. And you pay it everywhere. The bank makes you wait. The landlord talks down to you. The world moves you through the line quickly and forgets you faster, because when you have no money, the world needs nothing from you. And a person the world needs nothing from is a person it feels completely safe ignoring. It is not personal. That is the worst part. It is a machine running smoothly, and you are simply not important enough to it to be treated any other way. And it stacks up in ways you feel in your body. The apartment application that gets quietly passed over. The job interview where they decided before you sat down. The handshake from a friend of a friend who scans you and forgets your name inside a minute. None of it is loud. That is what makes it so heavy, 1,000 tiny signals a day, all saying the same quiet thing. You do not matter here yet. But that furnace forges people. The disrespect at the bottom drives them. Wakes them at 5 in the morning with something to prove. Half the fortunes on earth were built by someone who could not stand being looked through for one more day. The sting is real, and if you let it, it becomes fuel. This is the first thing nobody tells you about how respect works. The first thing is that at the bottom, respect is not something you are denied. It is something you were never offered in the first place. You have to earn every scrap of it the hard way, through proof, through years of effort, while people with money are handed it the moment they arrive. You are not disrespected because you are a bad person. You are disrespected because you are, right now, a person the world has no reason to fear, need, or want. But here is what almost no one at the bottom understands. The coldness is not aimed at you. It is aimed at your number. And the second that number starts to move, the way people look at you starts to move with it. Watch what changes at $50,000. The verb at level 1 is dismiss. They dismiss you, fast, because you have nothing they need. Being dismissed at this level means learning that the world's respect is not free, that at 0 it is simply switched off, and that the coldness you feel is not about who you are, but about a number that has not started climbing yet. Level 2. You are 29. You have $50,000, a steady job, a normal life. And society has upgraded you from invisible to something almost worse. A number in a system. Now the world sees you, barely. You get served, but not cared for. You are a customer, a taxpayer, an account. One of millions of ordinary people the system is built to handle in bulk. The bank approves your loan. But nobody at the bank knows your name. You have earned enough respect to be handled politely, and not one drop more. Think about how you get treated on the phone with a big company. Held in a queue. Passed between departments. Spoken to off a script. That is the respect of $50,000. It is not contempt, like at the bottom. It is something blander and more honest. You are a unit of ordinary, and the world handles ordinary efficiently, which means without much warmth at all. Picture it at a car dealership. At 0, they ignore you. At 50,000, they are friendly, helpful, efficient, and completely uninterested in you the second you walk out. You are a good, normal sale, and you are forgotten by lunch. That is the exact texture of middle-class respect. Pleasant, competent, and instantly gone. And here is the quiet trap of it. Being processed does not hurt. Nobody is cruel to you. The pain of the bottom is gone, replaced by a warm, forgettable nothing. And that nothing is so easy to live with that most people stop climbing right here and never find out what waits past ordinary. This is the second thing nobody tells you about how respect works. The second thing is that being normal does not buy you respect. It buys you a different kind of invisibility. At the bottom, you are ignored for having nothing. In the middle, you are overlooked for having exactly what everyone else has. You blend into the enormous crowd of regular people, and the crowd, however safe and comfortable, is not a place where anyone gets treated as special, because special is the one thing that being average can never be. And it is easy to get stuck right here because it is comfortable and quiet, and it feels like enough. But you have not yet crossed the line where people start to lean in instead of glancing past. That line is closer than you think. It sits at $500,000. The verb at level 2 is process. They process you, efficiently, like everyone else. Being processed at this level means trading the contempt of the bottom for the blandness of the middle, and learning that being ordinary does not earn you respect. It earns you a polite, forgettable spot in a very long line. Level 3. You are 35. You have $500,000, and for the first time in your life, people are starting to lean in. It is small at first. The banker calls you back a little faster. The waiter remembers your name. You walk into the same kind of store that looked straight through you at 24. And now someone is at your side within seconds, warm, attentive, ready to help. Nothing about you as a person has changed. Your jokes are the same. Your heart is the same. But the number crossed a line, and the world quietly moved you into a better line with it. Here is where it gets dangerous. Because the better treatment feels like proof. It feels like you have become more impressive, more worthy, a person people finally see as important. And in the moment, it is almost impossible to remember that they are not responding to you at all. They are responding to the money behind you, the same as they always were, just with the sign flipped from minus to plus. And you feel yourself starting to believe it. You stand a little taller. You speak with a little more certainty. People treat you like you are somebody, and it is the most natural thing in the world to conclude that you must have become somebody. That is not vanity. That is just how a brain reads a room. We assume the way people treat us is a report on who we are. So run one quick test. Did you get kinder when you crossed $500,000? Wiser? More honest? More loyal to the people you love? Almost certainly not. You got richer, and the world got warmer. And those two things have nothing to do with each other, no matter how much it feels like they do. This is the third thing nobody tells you about how respect works. The third thing is that the respect money buys shows up disguised as respect you earned. It feels identical from the inside. When the doors open and the smiles come and the world starts treating you like you matter, every instinct screams that you have become more respectable. But the only thing that actually changed is the size of your account. This is the trap that catches almost everybody. The quiet, intoxicating lie that bought respect and earned respect are the same thing, when they could not be more different. And they are about to get much harder to tell apart. Because at the next level, the respect stops being polite and starts turning into real power. Watch what $1 million does to a room. The verb at level 3 is notice. They notice you now and lean in. Being noticed at this level means feeling the world warm toward you for the first time and walking straight into the oldest trap in wealth. The feeling that better treatment is proof you became a better person, when all that changed was the number behind your name. Level 4. You are 41. You crossed $1 million, and you just unlocked a single word that changes how a room treats you before you open your mouth. Millionaire. Say it out loud and watch people adjust. There is something about that word, 1 million, that flips a switch in the human brain. You are no longer doing well. You have arrived. People introduce you differently now, with a little weight in their voice. Strangers assume you are smart, disciplined, successful, because surely you must be, to have that much. You are handed a respect you never had to argue for. Watch it work in a single sentence. Introduce yourself at a dinner as someone who works in an office, and the table nods politely. Introduce yourself as a self-made millionaire, and the whole table turns. Same person, same face. One word added, and the entire room reorganizes itself around you. That is the raw power of the number. Live, in real time. And it should unsettle you a little, because you did not become more interesting between those two sentences. You just became more useful, and the room could smell it instantly. But look hard at what they are actually respecting. Not your kindness, not your character, not how you treat the people who work for you. They are respecting a result, a scoreboard, a single number that says nothing about the kind of person you are. A cruel man with $1 million gets this respect. A kind man with nothing does not. And once you see that clearly, you can never unsee it. This is the fourth thing nobody tells you about how respect works. The fourth thing is that society's respect is aimed at your results. And it never once checks how you got them, or who you are underneath them. The number is the whole story. This is why someone who inherited every cent gets the same respect as someone who built it from nothing. It is why a decent person struggling gets less respect than a terrible person winning. It is not fair. It was never built to be fair. It is a market. The price of admission is the number, and nothing else gets checked at the door. And from here, the number only grows, and its power grows with it, until respect stops being a warm feeling people give you and becomes a force that actually bends their behavior. That shift begins at $10 million. Watch it happen. The verb at level 4 is respect. They respect you, on sight, for the number. Respecting at this level means being handed admiration you never earned, aimed at your results and blind to your character, and learning that society's respect was always a scoreboard, never a mirror of who you really are. Level 5. You are 48. You are worth $10 million, and people have stopped simply respecting you. Now they defer to you. Feel the difference. Respect is a feeling. Deference is a behavior. At this level, people change what they actually do around you. They clear their schedules. They wait for your opinion before they risk their own. They laugh half a second faster at your jokes. Your time is suddenly treated as more valuable than theirs, your comfort as the priority in the room. And none of it has to be asked for. It just happens, because $10 million is enough money to make people want something from you, and wanting something makes people accommodating. You feel it most in the small stuff. The reservation that appears when they were full. The rule that quietly bends for you. The favor granted before you finish asking for it. $10 million does not shout. It whispers, and doors that stay shut for everyone else swing open the moment it walks into the room ahead of you. Here is the part that quietly warps you. When everyone defers, you stop hearing the word no. People stop challenging you. They agree faster, argue less, tell you what you want to hear. Because disagreeing with a rich man is expensive and agreeing with him is free. And slowly, without ever noticing, you start to believe you are simply right more often than you used to be, when the truth is you are just being corrected less. This is the fifth thing nobody tells you about how respect works. The fifth thing is that the respect of real wealth is dangerous, because it quietly removes the friction that keeps you honest. The pushback, the disagreement, the ordinary correction from people who are not afraid to tell you that you are wrong, all of it fades away. Because now you are worth too much for anyone to risk it. You end up surrounded by yes. And yes is a terrible teacher. The richer you get, the harder it becomes to find a single person willing to hand you the truth. And this is how good people go bad at the top, quietly, without ever choosing to. Not through some dramatic corruption, but through the slow disappearance of anyone willing to say, "Stop, you are wrong." Remove that voice for long enough, and almost anyone drifts. And this is only the warm-up, because at the next level, people do not even wait for you to show up. They come hunting for you. $50 million turns you into a destination. The verb at level 5 is defer. They defer to you, reshaping their behavior around your money. Deferring at this level means being surrounded by people who never challenge you, and learning that the most expensive thing real money buys is the disappearance of anyone brave enough to tell you the truth. Level 6. You are 55. You are worth $50 million, and something new is happening. People are coming to find you. You no longer chase invitations. They arrive. Boards want you. Charities court you. People you have never met write warm letters explaining why you, specifically, are exactly the person they have been hoping to meet. You are pursued now, flattered, wooed. And it is genuinely pleasant, this constant stream of people telling you how impressive and wise and important you are. And it is intoxicating, which is the exact danger. It is very hard to be told, every single day, by intelligent and successful people, that you are brilliant, and not slowly start to believe every word. The flattery is a warm bath. And a warm bath is a very easy place to quietly fall asleep. But run the test, almost no one at this level is brave enough to run. Ask yourself, honestly, how many of these people would still be writing, calling, and flattering if the 50 million vanished overnight? You already know the answer. Almost none. The warmth is real, but it is not aimed at you. It is aimed at what you can give, what you can fund, what you can open. And the actual person underneath the fortune has become nearly impossible for anyone, including you, to find. This is the sixth thing nobody tells you about how respect works. The sixth thing is that at this level you can have all the admiration in the world and no way to know if any of it is about you. The flattery is constant and the honesty behind it is unknowable. You cannot tell the genuine from the strategic, because both look exactly the same, and both arrive in the same warm voice. You are pursued by everyone and truly known by almost no one, And the fortune that made you worth chasing is the very thing that makes the chase impossible to trust. And then comes the top, where the respect stops being warm at all and turns into something colder and far more powerful. At $100 million, people do not court you. They revere you. The verb at level 6 is court. They court you, warmly, endlessly, for what you can give them. Being courted at this level means drowning in admiration you can never quite trust, and learning that the more people chase you, the harder it becomes to find a single one whose warmth would survive the money disappearing. Level 7. You are 62. You are worth $100 million, and the respect has changed temperature. It is not warm anymore. It is all. People go quiet when you walk in. They watch how they speak. There is a carefulness around you now, an edge of something close to fear, because at this level you hold real power over real lives, the power to hire, to fund, to ruin, to change someone's entire future with a single sentence. The respect aimed at you is enormous and total and pointed, as it always was, at everything except the person you actually are. Watch a room rearrange itself around you now. Voices lower. People who are powerful in their own right choose their words. Wait to see what you think before they dare say what they think. You have become the gravity of every space you enter, and gravity is not love. It is just mass, pulling everything toward it. And here, at the summit, you finally see the whole thing clearly. Every level of respect you climbed had a price. It scaled with your money exactly, dollar for dollar. From the contempt at the bottom to the awe at the top. That is the proof, the thing you cannot argue your way around. If your respect rose in perfect step with your bank balance, then it was never about your character, because your character did not rise in perfect step with anything. It was about the number, the whole time, at every single level. This is the 7th thing nobody tells you about how respect works, and it is the one that matters. The 7th thing is that society's respect is bought, not earned. And the price is exactly the size of your fortune. What looks like admiration for you is really admiration for your money, wearing your face. And that means it can disappear as fast as the money can, because it was never yours. It belonged to the number. A man who has only ever been respected for his fortune has, in truth, never been respected at all. He has been respected at, from a distance, by people reacting to a figure on a page. But there is another kind of respect, and money cannot buy it. And this is the one thing the whole climb was trying to teach you. Real respect is what is left when the number goes to zero. It is earned by how you treat people who can do nothing for you, by what you build, by who you are when no one is calculating your worth. It is slow and quiet and unglamorous, and it is the only kind that is actually yours. The tragedy of the top is how many people arrive there having traded every chance to build it for the easy, borrowed respect that evaporates the instant the money does. The verb at level 7 is revere. They revere you and fear you for a power that is not really you. Revering at this level means receiving the biggest respect of your life and the emptiest, and finally understanding that respect bought with money was never yours to keep. Because the only respect that survives you losing everything is the respect you earned by who you were, not what you had. So let's pull this together. At 0, they dismiss you because you have nothing they need. At 50,000, they process you, politely, like everyone else in the crowd. At 500,000, they notice you and start to lean in. At 1 million, they respect you, on sight, for the number and nothing else. At 10 million, they defer to you and quietly stop telling you the truth. At 50 million, they court you, and you lose the ability to trust the warmth. At 100 million, they revere you and fear you for a power that is not really you. Here is the thing nobody on YouTube will tell you about respect and money. Society's respect has a price list, and you can read it straight off a bank statement. It climbed in perfect lockstep with your wealth, from contempt to awe, and that is the tell. If your character had earned that respect, it would have shown up when you became a good person, not when you hit a number. But it did not care about your character. It never checked. It only ever checked the balance. At every level, and set the warmth to match. Now let me be clear, because this is not an argument against getting rich. The respect money buys is real in what it does. Doors open. People listen. Life gets smoother, and that is worth something. So get the money. But do not make the mistake almost everyone makes, which is to believe the respect that comes with it is about you. It is not. It is rented. And the day the money stops, the respect stops with it. Because it was always attached to the number, never to your name. So here's what to actually do with this. Chase the wealth, but build the other thing at the same time. The respect that has no price tag, because you will need it and money can never buy it. Treat the people who can do nothing for you like they are the most important people in the room. Keep a few friends who knew you before the number. The ones who will still tell you when you are wrong. Build something real. Help someone quietly. Be the exact same person whether you are being watched by someone rich or ignored by someone poor. That respect is slow and unglamorous, and it is the only respect that is truly yours, because it is the only kind that would still be standing if every dollar disappeared tomorrow. And if you are near the bottom right now, feeling the cold sting of being dismissed, hear this clearly. The coldness you feel is not a verdict on your worth. It is a reaction to a number, and numbers move. You are not less of a person down here. You are just less useful to a machine that only knows how to measure one thing. Do not let it convince you that its price list is the truth about who you are. Somewhere right now, a 24-year-old with nothing is standing in a nice store, being looked straight through, feeling the exact cold of not being worth someone's time, and quietly deciding that one day they will have enough money that nobody will ever dismiss them again. They are right that the money will change it. What they do not yet know is that it will not fix it. The dismissal at the bottom and the awe at the top are the same thing, the same price list, just read from opposite ends. Neither one was ever about the person standing there. Both were about the number. And chasing a number to feel respected is a race with no finish line, because the respect climbs with the money and stays, always, one more purchase away from ever feeling real. The ladder has 7 levels, and every rung has a price. Dismiss, process, notice, respect, defer, court, revere. You can buy your way up all of it. And many people do, and they reach the top surrounded by a respect that would vanish the second their fortune did. The only respect that cannot be bought is the only one worth having. And it is built quietly, off the ladder completely, by who you are when there is no money in the room at all. If this video changed how you think about respect and money, hit subscribe. We have more videos like this on the channel, each one pulling apart a piece of what money really does to a life, underneath the story we are usually sold. See you in the next one.